Hi and welcome to the Studio Marco Primeau. Today we're gonna talk about electricity, clean power, so let's dive in. So I'm sure you're asking, why should I care about the electricity's quality? What does it mean for an audio recording facility, home studio, or professional? Does it really make a difference? Is the quality of the electricity is all we should know to get less noise and better quality recording? Well, it is not as simple as it seems, and that's why I want to do this video. So I've been researching a lot on the subject, and I went as far as to buy an online UPS, which is a double conversion UPS. I'm going to explain what the UPS is and what is double conversion as well. But this is the most advanced filtering device, and also there's a battery, so if the power goes down, you can have time to save your stuff. And so I was taking a guess, and I'm going to try to explain what I did and what I will do in the next weeks. Some further tests will be needed to get the best out of it. Okay, so first, noises. Every recording we do today use electricity, computer, of course the monitors, our listening device, either headphones needs an amp, and speakers as well. The recording device, audio interface, or even tapes or other kind of recorder, they all at some point need some electricity to work. So this electricity comes from the city where your facility is, or you are in the middle of nowhere and there's some electricity going from a generator somewhere around your house. The first thing that we could think is this is the only thing that we need to care about, but there's more to it. No, it's not only the electricity that goes to your home, there's also electromagnetic waves going everywhere on Earth. So maybe you're sitting on one major one and there's nothing you will do. As soon as you will plug a microphone or a guitar with pickups, all kind of noise will happen. And this is a common thing for high gain electric guitar players. When you put the distortion or the gain at maximum, you will pick up some noise, and sometimes just moving a little bit with the guitar, changing the angle or moving in the room, you will maybe find a spot that there's a lot less noise and hopefully a minimum of it. So when you hit record, your track will be cleaner. Of course, if you record only one track and there's a bit of noise, it's not the end of it. Most people will not notice a bit of noise. But if you're recording 20 tracks and each of them has a tiny bit of noise, it will add up. And then when you hit play, you'll hear shh, and then your song will begin. So that's not so great to hear. And actually, it's kind of mental illness for me. Each time I hear noise, I don't like it. It's not that the quality of the recording will be bad, but for me, it's not a good recording. I know I'm wrong. I know a lot may advocate that you don't have to care about noise, but it's a personal choice. If I try to record an acoustic guitar and the player plays very light, I will need to bump up the gain, and for that I will choose the cleanest audio path I can, so I won't hear that much noise. Of course, if I push that gain so much, maybe there's some close noises or just some movement of the performer that will be heard, but then it's not electronic noise, and this is not something I can control. Of course, I can ask the guitar or the singer, the guitar player or the singer to stay more quiet or move less in the room, so that can help. Anyway, electromagnetic lines in your house, in the city, everywhere, those exist. So the only thing you could do against it is to build a Faraday cage and build your studio in it, which could be a lot pricier than you think. But let's say that we're lucky. The electromagnetic fields is not so bad in our house or studio, depending where you want to record, but you still have a lot of noise. So that could be that the electricity has been contaminated by something on the same circuit or in the street or something like that. Let's just think about the old monitors with the big tubes monitors, CRT. At the time when I was recording back then, you would bring any microphone close to them and they would start to make some noise. Electronic noise, very bad. So you needed to put the monitors far from the other instruments, the other tools like mixers and things like that. And also their recording area should be far away. Okay, anyway, just put that aside. Let's say that you want to isolate yourself from your neighbor that does some arc soldering, or maybe in your house there's some pumps for I don't know, a fish tank or something like that. Most adapters, those block adapters, they are some wires just turned around in a transformer, and those are not very well isolated, and around them it will create some arcs, electromagnetic field. And if you bring a microphone near of those, or you put your preamp just aside of it, then some noise will be heard if the preamp is not isolated well enough. But if it is in the AC plug of your wall, something on the circuit of your house or the studio itself, then how can you isolate yourself from it? Well, if you plug anything AC in the wall, then it will be contaminated. You get me? Unless the power supply of the unit is very, very isolated, and those are rare to come by. So one solution that is available to us is a double conversion UPS or unit. What it means is that the UPS contains converters, so it takes the AC power, converts it to DC power to power and charge the battery, and then there's an inverter that takes the DC power and puts it back to AC power. So this cuts in half your connection going from AC to DC and then DC to AC, double conversion. Okay, so that's what it means. So I bought one of those UPS, received it a few days ago, $1,400 Canadian dollar. So it was an investment. I hope it is with my own money. So of course I will keep it for many years, hopefully. And then I'm trying to make some tests and see if it fixes some of the noise that I experience in my studio. Most of the recordings that I do are very clean, but if I do some extreme things like recording, let's say a classical guitar with an SM57 that does not have a lot of output, then I will crank up the gain on the preamp. And at that time, those extreme times that I go crazy and making some tests in here, then I will hear some noise, and it's pretty, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's not so bad. So in the next video, I will expose some of the tests that I make and try to determine, is it worth it to buy such a unit? Of course, if you are recording with a little Focusrite audio interface and a $100 condenser mic, don't buy a UPS that will cost 3 or 4 times the gear that you are owning. But for me, I have a lot of preamps. They are worth protecting from surges, from cutting down the power, so the battery is a good idea too. So that's why I invested in this UPS. A lot of talk. I hope that you will stay tuned for the next video and some tests. I will let you hear some of the noise that you can sometime hear with the guitar and with preamps if you move the microphone close to some of units, some power supplies. So I will let you in this video with this. If you did like the video, please click on the like button, consider subscribing, hit the bell to get notifications, and go in the description of this video, click on the link to buy some merch, maybe a cap, a mug, some t-shirts. Of course, you can have them with my logo, some other stuff too, some design of connectors. That's pretty cool. Or with nothing on them. So you don't need to make publicity for anyone if you want to help this channel. So that's it. Another thing that you can do is share my videos. It's always a great help.